Hey folks, Dale Davidson here. Davidson Law Office is also known as the Dear VA Guy. Here today to talk a little bit about VA pension. VA pension, not DIC. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, another video. But how do you win when you're filing your VA pension, your aid and attendance pension? Now recall that benefit is for eligible wartime veterans. Okay, we've got a little cheat sheet card if you want a copy of it. Just give us a shout. Email us at dearvaguy@gmail.com. I'll be glad to send it to you. So it's for eligible wartime veterans and their spouses, their surviving spouses. So it's not just for the veteran. So number one, how do you win? Submit the application on the correct form. Now I can't stress this enough, because guess what will happen is if you submit it on the incorrect form or a form that is out of date, the VA is going to return it. And I'm not kidding you when I say that people have come into our office and said, hey look, the VA returned this our application and they've sent us this form to resubmit, and that form is out of date. So the VA is not prone to making those mistakes. Number two, do submit all, and when I say all, I mean all income and asset information, because guess what? The VA knows what assets you have and they know what your income is. So for instance, for your Social Security, submit your benefit statement for the previous year that you get in December. Okay, so December 2021, you got your benefit statement for whatever your Social Security was going to be for the 2022 year. Okay, so make sure you submit that. Okay, if you get any kind of 1099, a 1099 INT for interest, a 1099 dividend for dividends, any kind of retirement benefit, anything like that, submit that 1099 also. Okay, very, very important that you do that, because guess what? The VA now starts talking to the Internal Revenue Service about what income has been reported to them. So you just need to make sure, otherwise they'll kick your application back and say, hey, what's going on? I tell you, an example that happened to us is that we actually used the benefit statement for 2021, okay, the December 2021 benefit statement for the calendar year 2022, and then the Social Security came in and made some kind of adjustment. Well, we were 60 cents off, 60 cents off. And the VA kicked it back and wanted to know, where was that 60 cents? Why didn't we account for that 60 cents? So they're very nitpicky. They're any excuse to kick out your application, they're ready to do it. So be careful. Make sure, submit all of your income. Number three, do submit any kind of mortgage balances. If you've got a mortgage, a reverse mortgage, okay, do submit those balances, because those balances do matter. We had a client who had submitted all their paperwork. They didn't tell us they had a mortgage. They got declined because of their assets were too much. Okay. Now, if we would have known about that mortgage, and which we did, we corrected it since then that reduces the value of their assets for eligibility. So mortgages do matter. Even a reverse mortgage, okay? Let us know what it is. Just let us know. Number four, do submit the last 12 months of your bank statements. Now, we will submit 2 months of bank statements to the VA on your behalf, okay? But give us 12 so we can go through these bank statements and make sure that we picked up all the income, picked up your supplemental insurances, anything like that that we could use for your benefit, okay? And know that they've got to be up to date. So if we're going to be submitting your application today, which would be effective the first day of the following month, okay, we need to have the most recent bank statements in order to submit. So you might give us 12, but then we might ask you for 2 additional depending upon the processing time of your application. Number 5, do submit all of your medical expenses. If you've made payments to your doctors for co-pays, not necessarily prescriptions on the initial application, but any kind of hospital co-pays, anything that you've had to pay out of pocket that you're not getting reimbursed for, we need to know about it, because guess what? That unreimbursed medical expense reduces your income and assets for VA eligibility purposes. So that's number 5. Do submit all of your medical expenses, unreimbursed medical expenses for the past 12 months. Number 6, sometimes if your income exceeds the amount allowed by the VA, we would recommend a caretaker agreement, and that takes some time to implement, usually about 2 months or so. So if we are suggesting the caretaker agreement, make sure you fund it. Okay, we're going to show you what to do, but it's up to you to fund it, because once we submit your application, we've got to show proof of funding for that caretaker agreement. So we're going to have those canceled checks, any kind of invoices, anything like that we can use to justify that expense. Number 7, do sign and date each form. Now we're going to go through and if we submit it, we're going to go through and make sure it's all done. But if you miss a date, guess what? They're going to send it back. Okay. If you miss a signature, they're going to send it back. Make sure your signature's legible also. Number 8, getting to the end here. So do attach to your application your discharge papers, your DD-214. Marriage certificates, death certificates, divorce information, all the financial information. So do put together a package, we call it a fully developed claim, where you've got all of the military records, the discharge, marriage records, divorce records, death records, whatever it may pertain to that veteran, financial records, all in one place, and do attach that to the application prior to sending it off. Number 9, do send the application with tracking information. Guess what? The VA has been known to lose applications. Guess what? The VA has been known to, trash whole bins of mail that they haven't been able to get to. Now that was in the past. I think they've probably rectified a lot of that, but it still happens. So make sure that when you send it, and you get some tracking information. And then the last, how to win your VA claim. Number 10, do respond in a timely fashion to the VA if they're asking for additional information, and respond prior to the deadline. And whatever you do, make sure you send it with a tracking number so that you have proof that you have sent it to them. Some people send them certified mail, some people send them just registered mail with a tracking number. It's totally up to you. But do respond, because if you don't respond, then they will kick out your application, and then you're in the process of having to revitalize that application on some kind of appeal or some other method. Hey, look, the VA application process, it seems kind of complicated, but this is what we do. We help people. We'll be excited to help you and your spouse or your mom or dad if they're an eligible wartime veteran, or a spouse of an eligible wartime veteran. We'll help you cut through the red tape and navigate that maze of VA benefits. So we look forward to helping you and your family get a win with the VA. Until next time, you be blessed.
No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke. Catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story from Grandpa Joe. Let's get